I believe in a world where work-life balance doesn't exist. I mean, even if we look at the phrase itself, work-life balance, it puts work first. It's as if work is the important thing, and maybe you get some life left over in the evenings or the weekends, if you're lucky. But even if we switch it up and say life-work balance, it's still a fallacy. You cannot balance two things on a scale that are not separate. You see, work is just one slice of the entire pie of life. Now, I spent years chasing work-life balance, preaching it to my teams, reading all the books, doing all of the things, trying to find this sacred promised balance, but I never found it. Instead, I just added more stress and frustration to my already on the verge of burnout body because I could never get to the life things on my list. And if I did, I felt guilty about the work things and vice versa. It's like the constant pressure had my sympathetic nervous system always on. Do you know what happens in your body when that system is in charge? It's preparing you to fight or run for your life. It shuts down anything that's not needed to deal with this immediate threat. I mean, if you're about to get eaten by a tiger, do you really need your immune system? Or do you really need to digest that food? Or do those organs really need to work really well? Or do you need your arms and legs to work really well? And let's not even get into the fact that most of us don't move much throughout the day. We spend our whole day sitting at desks. You see, our modern way of living has made us believe that non-emergency things are life-threatening. We even call challenges at work fires. Well, all that firefighting caught up to me. My body kept trying to tell me, but I didn't listen. And so finally, it went on strike. On one of those back-to-back call days, the kind where you're too busy to even get up from your desk to eat, I finally got a break around 6 p.m. when I planned to run downstairs, make something really quick, and then come back upstairs to get my real work done. But I didn't even make it to the fridge. My body shut down. And what followed was 3 months of not being able to get out of bed, of going to all of the different specialists for all those organs in my body that weren't working properly due to the way that I was living. You see, even as I was laying in that bed, I felt the pressure to work. I mean, I had my laptop and I can join Zoom without video, but I wasn't helping. As a leader, I was teaching my teams that work actually does come before life, even when life is screaming at you and threatening to quit on you altogether. I was teaching my children that work came before the health of their mother. I knew there had to be a better way. I had given so much power to that Western hustle culture, the grind badge of honor, sleep when I die, work really, really, really hard now so that one day in the future, probably when I'm really old, I get to live the life that I desire. I didn't realize I was just robbing myself of the life that was already being lived. How many of you have spent days, months, years chasing a work-life balance that doesn't exist? How do we take back the power that we've given to this fallacy and start realizing that it's all life and living accordingly? I would like to introduce you to a new model of living, appropriately titled, It's All Life, where life isn't just the first thing on the list, it's the paper. I'd like to share with you 3 steps to help you get started in living the life that you desire right now. Step 1, get to know yourself. For many of us, we have spent our entire lives trying to be who society has told us we need to be in order to be successful, who our parents and our mentors have told us that we need to be. We have been living according to these external expectations, silencing our own inner wisdom and knowing of who we are and what we're here to do. We've been ignoring the thread that has run through our lives, trying to show us the way, ignoring our gut, that voice inside, putting on all the masks of who we are supposed to be instead of who we are. Now, there are many paths to self-discovery, and I've tried them all and have a really strong tool belt in my own life design tool belt. But today, I want to help you get started with one simple activity. Take out a sheet of paper and divide it into 3 columns. In the first column, write down everything that you remember from the jobs that you've had, or the big projects that you've worked on, or even the classes that you've taken. Now, there's no pop quiz, so just whatever you remember. In column 2, write down everything that you loved about that experience. What lit you up? What did you look forward to every day? And in column 3, write down everything that sucked, everything that you hated about the experience, the things that you dreaded, the things that you just really didn't want to do. Now, you may want to spend some time with these columns because they will be your guide to your new life. So instead of choosing and chasing that job title or that salary or that label that society tells you you need in order to be happy, start choosing the things that actually make you happy, the things that you already know and have evidence of that bring you joy. And stop choosing the things that make you miserable just because someone else told you that that's what you're supposed to do. Start believing that you can make a living by doing what lights you up. Step 2, get clarity on how you want to live. We are taught to live for the future, yet life is lived in the days. We've all heard the saying, yesterday is gone and tomorrow's not promised. So as you get to know what really brings you joy, know that how you begin and end each day matters. I call this your sacred brackets. So when you wake up in the morning, I don't care if it's only 5 minutes, do something for yourself before you start giving to everyone else. Fill your cup first. And at the end of the day, come back to yourself. Release anything that's not yours that you picked up from the day and discover what your body needs to wind down in a way that you can get the type of rest to really restore and live fully the next day. Doing this helps you manage whatever may come up in the middle. And if that sympathetic nervous system is activated, you already have built-in rituals that will help to turn it off. Step 3, set boundaries and hold them sacred. Now, we're knowing what brings us joy. We are taking charge of our days. But in order to fully live those days, you need to set the boundaries so you can live the life that you desire. Start scheduling all the slices of life into your calendar the same way that you do those work obligations. But don't just schedule them, hold them just as sacred. Remember, everything that happens throughout your day, it's all life. Give yourself permission to live it fully. Now, are you ready to live with me in a world where work-life balance doesn't exist? In a world where leaders and businesses recognize this truth and build systems and processes to honor it? Are you ready to join me in taking back control of our days and living our fullest lives? I invite you to come talk to me. I would love to hear from you and lean into life together. My name is Corinne. I am the founder of the Life Is Project, and I will leave you with this one thing. The life you desire is calling you. It's time to live it. Thank you.